It's showtime.
Good morning, Vietnam! Welcome to the party, pal!
See you at the party, Richter!
I didn't kill my wife! I don't care!
Get away from her, you bitch!
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
You did not going to say that, did you? What I do have are a very particular set of skills.
The dude abides.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
Inconceivable!
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
This is a tasty burger.
Face.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Do or do not. There is no try.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
I'm the bad guy?
And Hulk, smash.
I can speak with an English accent.
Hit the hash pipe and join the National Guard. I could be elected president.
You went over my helmet?
What would you prefer? Yellow spandex?
I know, right?
The list is in the open!
Hey, where are the white women at?
They're digging in the wrong place.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Are you not entertained?
Second start of the ride. And straight on till morning.
Meow.
You son of a bitch.
21 gigawatts!
Wax on, wax off.
Oh my goodness, I am sporting a tremendous woody right now.
Bartender is the aristocrat of the working class.
You want to flip 6 3-hole play and you can score.
Cover me.
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria!
On this team, we fight for that itch.
It might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
No ticket.
No ticket.
I get older, they stay the same age.
It's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. He's 15.
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies.
Good evening, and welcome to the Reel McCoy. I'm your host, Meffistoe, and always with me, my hero life mate, all my feelings. How are you, sir? He's not back from the bathroom yet.
Well, yeah, I cried a couple times watching this movie. What about it? You want to fight, huh?
What is the Reel McCoy, you might ask? The Reel McCoy is your weekly movie podcast where we ask you to go watch a movie. You watch it, come back to us, and we break it down for you. Oh, September is upon us. And I know it's not actually October, but it is the Fall Classic. And in the Fall Classic, we cover baseball movies. And what, if not the definitive baseball movie that practically doesn't really have a lot of baseball in it, but Field of Dreams.
Well, to be fair, it's no Angels in the outfield, but I guess it'll do, Math.
I don't like Angels in the outfield.
I don't either. I'm just messing with you.
It's not my kind of baseball movie. I prefer Fever Pitch to that one. And Fever Pitch is a low-grade imitation of an English film, which had nothing to do with baseball.
Wait, Fever Pitch, that was the Drew Barrymore
and Jimmy Fallon
movie
about the Red
about
Sox.
Buxton. Yeah.
Where they won their first championship, broke the Bambino's curse and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But it actually was a film. Fever Pitch, the book and the original film was like a UK film about the English football team called Arsenal, who was like a London-based team who finally won after a lot of blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And they have that same sort of mentality in that movie too, but it's about soccer rather than baseball.
With pitch, it was going to be about cricket, but that'll work.
No, because the English called the pitch a pitch. Football. They call it a football pitch, but it's, whatever. The Gunners, Caledon, the Gunners. Caledon knows. Caledon is European based. He knows the real football. Anyway, Field of Dreams, one of, if not my favorite or close to favorite baseball movie of all time. It is my favorite James Earl Jones appearance in a movie ever, and that includes Star Wars, because I don't really count Star Wars as a James Earl Jones. He does do the voice, but it's not him. You don't see his expressions. You don't see his mannerisms. You don't see him. It's just his voice. It's not like I don't count. I don't know, somebody who did like a famous voice in like The Lion King, right? So I don't count that as a performance of an actor. I don't like Aladdin, like Robin Williams is Aladdin. It's a great performance.
Well, but you compare it to the rest of Robin Williams' work, it's like that's very low in the list. Yeah.
I know. But we do have, because this month is a little bit special, we kind of had I'm not gonna say an oopsie, but a nice bookend for the movie that will come up at the end of the month. I think you know what I mean, so don't mention it. Field of Dreams. You watched it a couple of times this week, I know, because you sent me a message.
Yes, twice. Twice overall. Yeah.
And I actually did have a sobbing cry today, a real sobbing cry.
Never got a sob, but got like, oh nope, yep. You know that pain when you feel the tears welling up.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
like,
I had a teary.
Yeah, you
cry.
got me. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I had a teary cry with this movie, and I've watched it and reviewed it like last year, I think, on the channel. Was pretty popular too. I really enjoyed the second watch. Second watch got to me today. It was awesome. All right. Before we move on to our first segment, we'll say hello to the chat. We'll say hello to everyone that followed us through from the Salty Nerd podcast. Not typically redirect, because they do redirect to the Brian Show, but it's all good, baby. We'll say hello to Kaladin, to Keely Chow, and the rest of the guys who are lurking.
I will say, Keely, the Sandlot, stay tuned, my friend.
Stay tuned. All right. Let's start our show for real with a little segment we like to call Behind the Screens.
Sound production, take 2.
All right, Behind the Screens is where we turn to all my feelings and get the lowdown on everything that is behind the scenes, production-wise, all that good stuff. Take it away, my friend, and I will fill in the gaps if needed.
First off, brass tacks numbers, $15 million budget, which is odd because we're going to talk about some of the issues they had with production at the beginning, and how Mr. Costner was kind of the angel in the case of this film.
Yeah.
And overall, though, he made it back, $84.5 million gross. So definite good ROI on this one.
A definite, and got several Oscar nominations to boot.
Yes,
so,
yeah. Based off of the novel Shoeless Joe by obviously the author, whose last name is Kinsella, very important to the entire narrative.
W.P. Kinsella, who was Canadian, actually,
which is weird.
Yes, a little bit, yeah.
But it was optioned way back in 1982 by Fox, by 20th Century Fox, with producers Lawrence and Charles Gordon attached. And at the time, Lawrence Gordon was actually the president of 20th Century Fox, and he tried consistently during his entire tenure to try to get it adapted into a film, but was eventually just constantly kept getting shot down over and over and over again, and eventually went to what we like to refer to it as and the film industry calls it as turnaround. So the product is basically it's up for bid.
Yeah, it's optioned out to other studios if they want to pick up the project.
Pick up the IP, yeah. So while in turnaround, Phil Robinson actually worked on the script, and he actually contacted and consulted with Kinsella on the adaptation directly, which is really, really important because there's some notes later that was so great. Is the author had some like jabs that are in there that he wanted to put in that are really great.
Not only that, there's a strange sort of karma about the name, but
Yeah,
we'll get
we'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
Gordon pitched originally to Universal Studios after he left Fox as a president, and they actually ended up picking it up in 1987 with actually the novel's name, Shoeless Joe, still intact.
Yes, that was the original title of the movie.
It was just Shoeless Joe.
Yeah.
But eventually it was changed to Field of Dreams, but Robinson hated it. But again, turned around that Kinsella originally wanted to title it The Dream Field.
Yes.
Before it was released, but his publishers made him change it to Shoeless Joe.
The weird part about that name is not that Robinson didn't like Field of Dreams. He didn't like Shoeless Joe. And also the test audience actually did not like the Shoeless Joe because it was kind of missing the mark of what the movie was all about, because it wasn't about Shoeless Joe. It was about the field. It was about the dreams. And they were asking, well, they didn't really discuss Joe at all. And then it was like retitled. And the Kinsella thing came out after the movie actually debuted and did well. Then he like called Robinson and was like, you kind of stole my idea because of what you said.
Yeah. So originally the producers thought that Kevin Costner wouldn't be interested at all.
Yeah.
Because he had wrapped Bull Durham, 6.5 months before casting initially started, something like that.
Yeah.
But basically he didn't want to do like a back-to-back baseball film. That's what they just assumed. But Costner was actually really interested in the project. And he actually helped with production.
Yeah, he helped Robinson.
Yeah.
Because Robinson had a movie before this, which was his debut film, which didn't do so well or like commercially flopped.
That was In the Mood.
Yeah, okay. And apparently he didn't have a lot of confidence going in. Plus, even when they actually did started the pre-production, he was like, I'm just gonna step down and you'll get a different director. And it was Lawrence Gordon who said, no, you're fine. You've got a vision.
So it's like just follow this through. Yeah.
And you've got the name of the actor who was originally supposed to be Ray.
Tom Hanks.
Yet again, another movie that we cover that Tom Hanks was supposed to be the main guy, but he rejected it.
What's so funny is because he turned it down on its face, and then he read the script. It was like, oh, this is actually a really, 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 really great idea. In fact, he had a positive note saying that this is going to be the modern version of It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, okay.
Which is so funny because in the film, Karen's watching A Wonderful Life.
She's not watching A Wonderful Life. I thought she was. There's a connection.
It's not Jimmy Stewart. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
it is Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
Finish your thing.
So originally in the novel, Ray he seeks out and gets J.D. Salinger.
Yeah.
Not Terrence Mann.
Yeah.
But the Salinger estate threatened to sue if they didn't change it.
It wasn't the estate. It was him, I think.
It was on behalf of his estate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's an
I got
important difference. That's how the lawsuits work.
Yeah.
But so they invented Terrence Mann.
Yes. It was a complete fabrication. Because I actually did check up, like when I reviewed the movie, if it was a real guy, and it was like it was based off several different like black activists at the time, plus the 60s hippies movement. It was all wrapped up in
and all the other political activists. They were all kind of just, it was a hodgepodge of just multiple different writers and concepts that were just thrown together to create this one character for the film.
Mm-hmm.
But James Earl Jones was cast in mind because Robinson thought it would be funny because how is Kevin Costner gonna kidnap him?
You can't kidnap Darth Vader.
Yes. Now, a fun bit is that Amy Madrigan, who plays Annie, was cast specifically because she was a giant fan of the novel.
Okay. There's another connection to that, but
yes,
we'll at the end. I'm waiting with the mystery for the very end.
You want to wait till like
at the very end
review?
The very end. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Because the mystery is who's the voice, but let's just say there's a connection there. We'll see. Well, anyway, so
could you just wait till the end?
Yeah, we are. So originally, what Robinson had in mind was an older actor for Shoeless Joe, but after he saw Ray Liotta's actual audition, he liked the almost ominous tone that he had as Joe, where he thought this is in a 1989 People interview with Robinson. Said like, this looks like a Shoeless Joe that could beat somebody up from the crowd if they heckled him.
I think he said, well, he definitely said that Liotta had sort of an edge to him, and that's exactly what he wanted. He wanted this Joe Jackson with like an edge to him, rather than just this passive guy who's just a ghost from the nether regions or whatever.
Which
it was.
I mean, I'm gonna go a little forward for our review bit, but just be like, the laugh that he does with Ty Cobb, I was like, Goodfellas.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That may have got him the Goodfellas thing. But there's another tie into that, which is
so funny. Is we mentioned Mr. Jimmy Stewart. He actually turned down the role of Moonlight Graham.
Yes. And when
so did Burt Lancaster, until his friend who actually was really into baseball said, "No, this is a great script. You should really take this role."
Yeah, I got that note too. But the movie that Corinne was watching was not "It's a Wonderful Life," because I thought, well, I read this and
the tie-in,
and plus I kind of thought it was all "It's a Wonderful Life," and when I saw the research notes, I was like, oh, that kind of fits, okay. And then it was like, no, it's actually a very smart move by Robinson, because the movie is called Harvey, where Jimmy Stewart is talking to an invisible rabbit that only he can see.
Yeah.
I was like,
it's also really great too, because Robinson really plays off of the soundtrack very well too. Because when they go to the hardware store, what song is playing in the background?
Oh, I don't remember.
Crazy.
Oh, Crazy.
Yeah.
I'm crazy for feeling.
Yeah. It's like, okay, it's very on the nose, but it's perfect for a movie like this in the late 80s. I'm like, yeah, Robinson, great.
Yeah.
So the film schedule was kind of...
Wait, before we go, you said about Burt Lancaster. Burt Lancaster, this was his last feature film.
Correct.
He was on a sort of a mini series in 1991, which is like 2, 3, 4 years later. No, this was 89. Yes, 89. So 2 years later. And that was like a mini series. I don't remember about what. I forgot. But Moonlight Graham, like Archibald Graham, Moonlight was a real player who had a longer career than what was written down. And he did become a doctor, and all the Dr. Graham stories were actually real.
Yeah.
About Doc Graham. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think he was in Chisholm, Minnesota, but yeah. Oh, and the thing about Shoeless Joe Jackson and Cobb, and we told him to stick it. Despite that fact, Shoeless Joe and Cobb in their later years became like really close-knit friends.
Yeah. And also, just as an aside too, hearing Ty Cobb again just made me audibly laugh out loud. But obviously, the history of baseball and everything. But the first thing I thought of was basketball. When she pulled out the burnt bat, I was like, "Who's Ty Cobb?"
I heard today somebody had a video about baseball movies. And I was like, "Oh, that kind of fits." And he ranked Cobb with Tommy Lee Jones like really low. And I was like, "Okay, I know the movie isn't specifically accurate because the book was written by a guy who detested Cobb.
Yeah,
but man, Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. Anyway, keep going.
So the film schedule was kind of a complete and total mess.
Yeah.
Specifically because of there was a deadline. So it started in filming on May 22nd. It had to be done by August 1st. Had to be done. Because Costner was already signed to a film called Revenge that had to be done. So this combined with the fact that there were scenes with inclement weather and also the fact that the corn wasn't growing, which we'll get to in a second, they had to eventually have 6-day shoots. 6 days, 12 hours. They were
instead of 5.
Yeah, they were working a lot on this. So the interior shots were actually all done first. Then the exterior shots were done because the cornfield was taking too long to grow. So they had to do mass irrigation throughout all of the field in order to get it so it was as tall, if not taller, than Costner for it to actually work correctly.
Especially because Iowa had a drought spell at the time.
Yes.
That's like why it wasn't growing fast enough.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So then, really, the last real little note that I have, except for stuff going into the film, is the final scene, which is so odd because Robinson and his DP and also one of the I think it was the choreographer, not choreographer. Well,
cinematographer, maybe.
Cinematographer, cinematographer, working on it had lunch and then following up dinner with the Iowa Chamber of Commerce about how they could integrate some of the people in the town because it's filmed mostly actually in Iowa, outside of a city, a town called Dyersville, and the actual plate is still there. The diamond that they built, that's still there. It's still a tourist attraction and everything, but they had it so they were going to bring in, and they did this. They had all the locals have all their cars line up for that final shot. And how they simulated movement by having them turn on their low beams and high beams.
Oh, okay.
So that's what the big pan out shot at the very end.
Yeah,
when you see it, so
that snake of
it
cars,
looks like they're moving, but it's actually them just turning their low beams
nice
on. So yeah,
nice.
It's a fun little camera trick there. But yeah.
Thank you, Sander, and welcome. Lancaster's last role was in Separate but Equal in 1991. That was a miniseries. That wasn't like a feature film. The last feature film role was actually this one. Yeah, the real location of the Field of Dreams, should you want to go and visit, this is not doxing. This is on their website. It is 28995 Lansing Road, Dyersville, Iowa. Dyersville, Iowa. And it's open every day from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., 7 days a week. And not only that, they had several official MLB games played on that field.
Yes,
in fact, there was a game scheduled between the White Sox and the New York Yankees, they were prominently in the movie, right around 2020. And of course, it got canceled, pushed back to around like April of 2021. So they just postponed it by a year because that whole year, I think it was done, right? I think it was completely done for like COVID reasons because COVID started in the US on like 19th or 18th of March, the lockdowns, I mean. So yeah. that. The last thing I have is James Horner, who composed the score. He wasn't really interested. Leonard Bernstein was tapped at first, and he said flat out, he said no. Horner wasn't really interested either, and plus he had a lot of things on his plate. But they sent him a rough cut of the movie, and he was so blown away. He was like, I have to do it. Ended up being nominated for an Oscar, which he lost to the score of The Little Mermaid. And that's what I have.
Oof.
That's what I have. Okay. Do you want to do the first? No. Let's wait with the first game. Just a little bit. Let's do a little bit of a start. I do love. The one thing again, it's sort of a throwaway comment that I saw. I don't know if it's important or not. There's a movie about the whole 1919 debacle with the White Sox and alleged gambling or no gambling or yes gambling and throwing of the games and all that stuff. The material that is the essential part of Field of Dreams was a movie that they made. And I think Shoeless Joe was played by I forgot his name. Oh, the guy from Grosse Point Blank.
John Cusack?
John Cusack. John Cusack played Shoeless Joe. It was called 8 Man Out.
Oh, yep. And Paul's, you mentioned, yeah. I was going to say also, too, if you watch the series Boardwalk Empire, that is notably brought up multiple times.
I have not seen yet. Yeah. But the movie the 8 Man Out came around 6 months before Field of Dreams. And that kind of fueled kind of public outcry to actually unban Shoeless Joe, which was only officially done in 2015. So I think he was dead by then.
I would
pretty much.
I would think so.
Unless he lived to be 112.
Yeah.
Sanders like American football is boring. Well, don't show up during November, I guess.
November is going to be a month that you're not going to like, buddy.
I did like the fact.
By the way, I do love the new name for that month, by the way. Just...
Wait for it. Wait for it. I'm still waiting on the mystery because just wait.
Okay.
I do love the fact that they do take the time to set the entire sort of premise of the movie, or to be honest, it's a setup for the entire ending of the movie where they kind of they go into explaining who's Shoeless Joe, why is he so important, and then they go into Ray's dad's history to understand who was the guy, why was he doing the things that he was doing, like a full exposition dump to set you up for the movie, which has nothing to do with Ray's dad, but has a lot to do with Ray and his dreams and his hopes and his wants. And it comes all the way back around to sort of bookend the entire movie and leave us with that sort of like good taste in your mouth, I think. But it seems a little bit too unimportant. I love the fact that they do use these old type Cracker Jack baseball cards.
Which, it's just so funny because if someone were to have those right now, they'd be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I know. I know. But what they did is they spliced in Ray Liotta as Shoeless Joe, which is absolutely fucking great because that's Babe Ruth. That's not John Goodman playing Babe Ruth. Let's just say that.
Paul, you're right. No, Cusack did play Buck Weaver. It was D.B. Sweeney who played Joe Jackson in 8 Man Out. Yeah.
Okay. I haven't watched that movie in such a long time. I think all the 8 guys were like really good actors that went on to do a lot of like great stuff. Oh,
Well,
maybe
well,
not
I
all
mean,
of them.
if you look at everyone that's in there, Christopher Lloyd's in it, Charlie Sheen's in it, Perry Long's in it, Clifton James in it, Michael Lerner's in it. There are a lot of really great actors in that movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie. We should have done it, but whatever. Okay, so the most famous line from this movie is, "If you built it, he will come." And just remember, guys, if Married with Children taught us anything, is if you want them to build it for you, press 1. And if you know that joke, I
Yes.
already love you.
As a side note too, people always misremember that line because they always remember it as, "If you build it, they will come." It's like, no.
Oh, no.
It's
specific.
he will come.
Yeah. Right. The mystery. Please, Mr. Oh My Feelings, because you are the most honorable and knowledgeable of all, tell us, who is the voice who says, if you built it, he will come?
Now, this is still speculated. It's never really been truly confirmed. It's been hinted at that this is the case. So there's a big tagline between, again, the actress who plays Annie, Amy Madrigan, and her partner, who is Mr. Ed Harris. And
till this day, by the way.
They've been together for decades.
Like forever, yeah.
But it's been said by countless individuals that he is the narrator. But Robinson still is very aloof with whether or not he's the narrator or not. I have to assume that he is, though, given how many people have asserted that point.
What, that it is Ed Harris?
That it is Ed Harris, yeah.
I cannot hear Ed Harris with that whisper. I always thought it was Ray Liotta, but apparently he vehemently said it wasn't
not Ray
him.
Liotta. Nope.
And Kevin Costner said it wasn't him, even though people thought, well, if it's not Ray, it's probably the guy who plays the character of Ray.
Yeah, it's not Dwyer Brown who plays his father.
He said, well, if somebody did it, it's not me, because I never did ADR for this movie at all. I think he was only like a day actor. I think they shot it in one day, that scene. And that's it. And I'm not even sure he's the guy playing catch when the camera pans
when it
out.
goes from night to day. Well, it was from day to night. Yeah, I don't think he is, actually.
I'm not sure it's actually him, because he might be there when it's like the sundown playing with Kevin Costner, but then when it pans out, it's already dark and you can't really tell. It could have been like not Kevin Costner there as well, because it's so far away you can't even see. But yeah, the mystery is still till this day, because nobody wants to talk about it.
Nobody really knows. Yeah.
All right.
I just think with the multiple people, with the assertion that it is Ed Harris, I like to think it's Ed Harris. So.
All right. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just there's so few of these Hollywood mysteries that are like, one of those open secrets or one of those debatable things that are like in a movie and nobody actually does want to talk about it. And it's not that important.
No, but it's a fun little tidbit.
But it's a fun little tidbit. And it's like, we know who did it kind of a thing.
Where I was going to say,
murder
just
or anything.
With that scene there with them in the kitchen when he's talking about the voice and everything, just the way that Annie and Ray have their relationship, their dynamic there, and the chemistry that Kevin Costner and Amy Madrigan have, where this is a long-term relationship. Like, this is a way to depict a long-term relationship where they are more like friends than, anything. When they're ribbing each other, they're having fun, they're making jokes. And that was even the pictures when the pictures of Karen, which is a baby, she stank. Like, she stank, but we kept her anyway, because it had the picture with Amy Madrigan sniffing the diaper, then turning the face away. It's like, no, that's cheeky, it's cute,
The one thing I kind of noticed throughout this, and this is like something that I noticed a while back, that dynamic between we are about to lose our house, and I'm very worried. The character of Amy Madrigan, his wife, and I'm totally blanking on her name. Right? Annie. The fact that Annie is so concerned about losing their house, and then immediately she flips on a dime because she understands the conviction of Ray, as he's like, I never do these things. I feel so compelled to doing these things. It's beyond me.
Yeah, because wasn't there the thing where he said, I never did anything crazy until I heard the voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says exactly that. And when he's like, goes to the seed market, I'm guessing, where all the farmers
it's kind of just like a big fucking tractor and grain or whatever they call that the big conglomerate chain now. All the farmers go to pick up, your oil and seed and all Tractor Supply Company. That's what it's called.
All America. The Monsanto seeds. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had to put it in there. Anyway, it's like, have you ever heard like voices in the fields? Why? Have you? It's like,
you?
No.
Rick's hearing voices. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. He doesn't help. Right after, like, so he's destroying like an acre of his most valuable crop right now.
Yeah.
Maybe he is crazy.
Yeah. And this is the second time he hears the voice and is like, who are you? What do you want from me? What the fuck? Essentially. And there's a moment where he looks beyond his own field and he sees this this baseball field being sort of projected onto the side of the hill. And he was like, oh yeah, I need to build a fucking baseball field. Why? I'm compelled to do it. And it's so weird because you don't initially, even when you watch the movie, and this is a detail that I keep forgetting, but this week I put a mental note and I wrote it down. He builds this field and he has this crops, right? And you can see them growing because here, I'll pull it up again. Here he's like a head taller. And later on, they're a head taller above him and any other player. But there's a moment where they built the field and time passes because you see them celebrating Christmas for a tiny little bit. And then they move on to
which is
sort of like they move past summer. From summer,
no, because they
passing autumn and winter straight into spring.
They had the harvest that year. Then they built the field, or they built the field during that harvest. Then they actually have Christmas, and then it's the next summer where this is starting again. Where it's like, okay, this is a big problem now because now all the financial burden is really going to start to hit them. What I find so great about that too is there is just that where Annie's trying to make sense of it all too, and she's starting to get also why this is so important to him by just how when he's talking about Shoeless Joe Jackson to her about what his father said about Joe, and he smiles, and that line is like, that's the first time I've ever seen you smile when talking about your father.
Yeah, and it's
very, very important
for her. That was that trigger to say, "You do it." And the second trigger, when he goes off, I need to get to Terrence Mann. It's like, you're crazy, blah 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 blah. But it's like, what do you need him to do? It's like, I need to go to a baseball game with him. And then she says, "Well, I had a dream that you were sitting."
That was the big one, because like we can't do this because we're about to lose the farm and everything. Like, so no, I have to do that. I have to go to Fenway. Like Fenway, that's the one with the big ivy on the green.
Yeah, the big green wall.
Yeah, like, yeah. I saw you watching the game, eating a hot dog and looking at the scoreboard. It's like, yeah. So it's like, yeah, okay, we're packing your bags. You got to go.
Yeah.
Just as an aside too. Okay. Typically, child actors ruin a movie. Gabby Hoffman, perfect in this role as Karen. Well, not only just like adorable as hell, but she's actually like interested in baseball and learning from her dad, and there's a good relationship there.
The moment where he was like buying nails and the little chicken coop thing, it wasn't chicken coop, it was like the fence. He's telling her about baseball, and she answers him back as if she was so knowledgeable.
Like,
of course.
Well, it's just like, it was about Shoeless Joe Jackson cheating during the World Series. Well, why did he get like a home run and like he batted with like 357? And like, this is like, well, I don't know. Well, of course he did it.
All right, let's do a mental stop here and play our first game of the night. It is called Missing Marquee. Missing Marquee is where we take 10 posters, have their text written off, we display them, and you guys in the chat, with the little help from Oh My Feelings, will have to guess which movie this is. First one is...
I already see it's super easy.
Don't. Just don't.
I mean,
we covered this movie.
Come on.
And the only thing I remember from the behind the scenes is the fact that a certain actress was 15 years old.
Yeah. Kind of uncomfortable if you think about it.
Dad was on set while the scene was going on.
Here's the like she had the father had to be on set because like technically that's illegal.
Technically, it is American Beauty, of course.
And I like this actress, and she's in one of my favorite movies, the movie that you absolutely hate.
Yes, but this is not the movie I hate. This is the movie I haven't seen. God, I know the name of it, but I know I haven't seen it. And she did it like 2 years before?
Yeah.
1 year after. I don't remember.
Oh.
There's a little bit there. We've got two obscure ones on this one. Two obscure ones on this list. This is one of them. The other one is much older. Can you say the name of the actress? No, not even that.
No, me?
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's Jessie something.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody knows this movie because nobody saw this movie. It is called Beast.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with the X-Men.
Oh God, remember how this was going to be the blockbuster of that summer too, and it just flopped so hard.
This is one of those movies where I saw the poster of before the trailer, and I knew I'm not going to watch this movie.
Yeah, Buckley.
Buckley. Yes.
Which I'm thinking, if anything is still a great fucking movie, I don't care what you say, Meth.
I know.
Sanders
got it. It is Cowboys and Aliens. It's Cowboys versus Aliens.
No, it's Cowboys and Aliens. I don't think there was no verses in that.
Sorry.
Up.
Sorry.
You're feeling the magic behind the screen.
I was literally trying to close the folder, and instead of clicking the X, I clicked on View. Whoops. Sanders got it because he read the thing. It's called The Eye of the Needle.
Yeah.
Old one. It's an obscure one too.
Yes. Oh, this is the first one.
This is the first one.
They shouldn't have made a sequel.
No, they should not.
The first one
have
was
made a
was
sequel.
perfect the way it was.
Yes. It was stupid. It was dumb. It was like
I still would have
it
was like the one guy tried to kill himself because he was sitting there like no, he was actually just playing Motley Crue in his garage with the car still running, and he was using the gas pedal as a bass drum.
It's so stupid, but it's like this stupid fun movie. It's a comedy, right?
It's such a bad movie.
Such a fucking.
It's a bad movie, but it's a funny movie. It is. This is the one where Johnny Depp loses his eyeballs.
This is the one where they should have said stop at the other one.
Yes. So this is the one with the multiple different. Yeah. Well,
Yes.
Paul's got it. But this is the one with the multiple different versions of him, and it was, oh my God, what's his name? I Can Be Your Hero. That singer, he was also one of them. One of them.
Yeah. They should have stopped at Desperado. I know it's a trilogy. Roberto, please.
Oh, this movie should not have been made.
Vehemently hated this movie.
It should not have been made.
Because I absolutely detested the sort of the new version of this is based on a game, right? This is Prince of Persia. Yes.
Wasn't Ben Kingsley the villain in this one too?
Ben Kingsley was the villain in this one too.
Yeah.
And the sort of his brother was Jeff from Coupling. I don't remember the actor's name. He was always like a weird actor to me.
God damn, I really want to. Like, I can't find the UK version of Coupling, by the way, anywhere, and I really want to watch it again because I love that show.
I may or may not have a legitimate link to the BBC to help you out.
You may need to send that to me because I really want to watch the show again. It's really great.
I will. Not only that, I have the horrendous 4th season too.
Oh, the horrendous 4th season where they bring the one guy back as a ghost. In an episode?
It was so bad they brought back Jeff as a woman, and she played off the original actor so well. She was even more believable than his standing kind of a guy. Never mind.
Yeah,
a long story.
That took a weird turn.
It is not the Infiltrator, but it's close.
What was the line that the Playboy in that show said to one of the actresses, one of the female leads? It was like, "What do you call people you're not trying to sleep with? Men?
Men?" If you can watch Coupling, BBC show written by Stephen Moffat, who also wrote parts of Doctor Who.
Some of the better parts of Doctor Who, too. Yeah.
Insanely great show. And it's not The Informant. It's not The Infiltrator. It is... What are my feelings?
I don't know this one. You know this.
Oh, you were joking. It
I
is...
haven't seen this one. No.
The Insider.
Insider.
It's where Russell Crowe was the insider in... I don't remember which tobacco company, but one of the bigger ones.
Oh, that's the Philip Morris
one,
right?
And it's all about, Philip Morris. That's the one. And he gave all the cancer reports and all that shit. That was the one. It's kind of based on...
I never saw it.
Not really. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's sort of the half biopic thing. It's unreliable. Let's just say that.
Want to talk about one of the best intros to a movie of all time? This one is... This one, it makes the entire film. You don't have to watch anything past the first about 10 minutes of the movie because the intro of this movie is fantastic.
I vehemently disagree, but okay.
It's so great.
You know what movie has a really solid intro, but it fucking sucks? Austin Powers 3 Goldmember. Because they had that whole Tom Cruise is playing Austin Powers.
Oh yeah,
and it kind of ends, and it's got Steven Spielberg in there. But after that entire intro, the entire movie fucking sucks.
They're just that bit where they're like, oh no, we're superheroes. And basically, so they jump off the building and they just die. And it's like, yeah, okay, this is gonna be fun. We have to do this movie at one point in time too.
Yeah. Depends if we do Con Artists month or another
Scorsese month.
Ooh,
we could, because there are 2 films that I like that I know you don't like, this being one of them.
Did we ever do Goodfellas?
Yes.
Wow, we did, right? We did a
Scorsese but we did do month. Gangs of New York.
Didn't do Gangs of New York. We didn't do Shutter Island.
Shutter Island, yeah. We haven't done The Irishman. If you want to sit down for 3.5 hours.
We didn't. Did we do Color of Money?
No, we didn't.
Scorsese.
So
it is The Wolf of Wall Street. That is correct. All of you knew it. All of you want it. Well, especially Margot Robbie, but it is true. All right. Let's pull up the thing. Okay. So Ray is that whole montage of him plowing, talking to his daughter about baseball. It is all sort of half mirroring his relationship with his dad. The only difference is Ray's mom died when he was 3 or 5 or something like that. And that's all in the intro. And he said his dad could not handle him. So the way he raised him up is through baseball or through telling him stories about baseball. And he does the same thing with his daughter, who either fake kind of interested or not fake interested in it, but whatever he tells her, she remembers. Same way whatever Ray's dad told him in terms of like stories, baseball, all that stuff, he remembers because he tells them to his daughter. Very interesting kind of sort of mirroring the two halves of the family, even though they did say they never met, like his dad never met his wife and his dad never met his daughter. And he doesn't really open up about it until he talks to Terrence Mann after they pick up Moonlight as well.
Yeah, well, Archie when he's younger.
Yeah. Let's continue on. Let me just not do that. So the field is there, and it seems like they're waiting for something, and nothing happens. And I'm not sure Amy's frustrated. Annie, sorry.
Annie.
I'm not sure Annie's frustrated, but she knows that Ray is frustrated. It was like, why the hell did I even build that?
Yeah.
Why is he not coming? Who is he at all?
And with it being the time lapse as well, it had been, now given the height of the corn, it had to have been at least 10 months, maybe 11 months to a year before we had the conversation with Annie and Ray talking about the financial woes, and Karen's going, hey, somebody's out there.
Yeah, somebody's out there. And it kind of sets up the whole point of, because they were a part of building this field, essentially, they can see the players. Because anyone who wasn't attached or wasn't interested in the field actually couldn't see the players. You see it later with Annie's family, with Annie's brother, her sister, and her mother. They're like, why are you doing this to us? Like, why? You can't see the players?
I think one of the best one shots, because they did do that in one shot. That scene where Mark is walking by and he throws the pitch and just barely misses him. That was a one take.
That comes actually later, but when they were
just the way that they were able to do that smooth, was like, that's an impressive one take shot.
I did see something. I didn't write it in my notes, but apparently when they did the day where Burt Lancaster was there and they like Corrine fell and he turned into like old
when it was the doctor
like
again?
Old Doc Graham. Apparently, Burt Lancaster thought that Timothy Bosfeld, he was like an AD or an AP. He thought it was an assistant. So he told him to get
Boswell.
He told him to get him some water. It's like, okay, but I'm doing the scene with you. Not an assistant. All right, so Joe is playing with Ray. So Ray goes out, plays with Joe. They talks to Joe. Now the scene.
Now, what's great about this too is even with Joe getting into the mentality of being back and playing the game again, and his reminiscing about and his monologue about baseball is even in between that. What's great about the script overall, which I think Robinson did a great job of the adaptation, is there is still the humor in there because there are these subtle little jabs and little jokes that he says. Because even one where he goes, "Well, won't we need a pitcher?" And he's like, "Not if you get over the plate, we won't."
Yeah. The Moonlight Graham story where he winks at the pitcher and then
Those like, "Why the hell are you trying to take his head off?" Because he winked at me. Don't wink at him, kid.
Yeah. And those little subtle jabs. And it's so strange because Archie got to wink, like fulfilled his dream, but not to the extent that he got, because what he did was a sacrifice fly. He didn't actually go to third, but
he was still what we wanted. He's like I was able to read him in order to read what pitch he was going to throw, and I got my turn at bat, and that was his dream, and he got it.
And there's another little subtle jokes where he's like, and where Joe calls him in, and he's like, so the two first pitches he was going for your head, like, but he was high and above you. What it was what's the next pitch? It's like low and away. Say, yeah, but just in case he was going
just in case he's going for your ear.
For your ear.
Up. What do you do? It's just like, watch where he's throwing.
Yeah. What I wanted to talk about when they did this thing. First of all, the real Shoeless Joe was a lefty, but Ray's a righty. He couldn't actually do a believable left hand swing.
Yeah.
So Robinson specifically told him, "Look, I'm just gonna leave it as a righty. People would know and would say that it's wrong, but I'm willing to risk it in order for your swing to actually look professional." Because they worked with an old Brooklyn Dodger player who turned into this coach from I think it's North Carolina or South Carolina. Yeah,
I think
one
it's
of the
USC.
It's Rod Devereaux, something like that. I'm sorry, I wrote down the name, but it's not really an issue. So all of the players went through him, but specifically Ray Liotta, because he had that bit where they're just the two of them. And the shot where he almost hits Kevin Costner, in some places it says it's real, and Costner wasn't ready for it.
When he threw the curveball, and he said, "Yeah, you can hit the curveball." Yeah, okay.
So some places I saw say it's completely real, but in two places it said that Liotta wasn't actually the guy who swung it. Plus, the ball comes at a weird angle, so you hear the bat hit it, but you don't see the bat hit it. I had a look at it. You don't actually see because the ball comes out of frame. Yeah. So it might have been somebody who actually threw
the ball.
At Kevin Costner, at a very specific spot. So I don't know. It looked real to me.
Yeah,
but the people who say it's real, it's like Costner was definitely not ready for it, but he was so good. He was in character and sort of completed that take, and that's the take that they used. Yeah. I want to think that it's real, but
Yeah. Honestly, what's great about this scene too is it does so much for setting up setups and payoffs for different kind of sayings, because he asks, "Is this heaven?" No, it's Iowa. And then also setting up the rules of the baseball diamond, where they cannot leave the diamond, which is perfect for what happens with Archie later.
Yes.
And that even plays off of the dichotomy of Archie himself, where he says, my wish was this, but I think it'd be even worse if I was never a doctor. one day. You know, that play off of those two, and they get to play off of each other in one scene.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The scene with the family is where the players, it's like just the White Sox, the infamous 1919 White Sox, essentially. But sorry. Sorry.
Which is so odd too, because Mark's wife, the only thing I remember from besides this is in Living Color. She was a bit player on In Living Color for a long time, and also in Seinfeld. She was Elaine's friend that had her boyfriend was the high talker.
Oh, okay.
And also the other like where like she went to the military and then went AWOL. And the one thing where it was Larry David was Frank Costanza's lawyer with the cape. The guy with the cape saves her from jumping off the bridge. Yeah.
I know the episode. All right. So after that whole ordeal, Ray is like, ease his pain. And it's like, what do you want from me? He even talks to the spirits, like, what do you want from me? I did what you want. I built this thing. Now you want me to go further, ease his pain? What pain? Whose pain? Shoeless Joe Jackson's pain? And even talks to Annie about this. Like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah, they have that meeting where this lady starts talking, and then Annie looks like, I'd like to ease her pain.
And
there's obviously right here too, because this is a 1-for-1 actually from the book into the script.
Oh,
they just replaced Terrence Mann with JD Salinger with Terrence Mann. That's all I did.
Yeah.
And the thing, because even when she said like, do you know why he didn't write anything else? Because he masturbates.
This to me is exactly what people think Republicans are everywhere. And it's exactly what a Berkeley educated woman would say. But she turns it around because she's like, wait a minute. Okay, I know you're all against pornography. She doesn't say that, but it's like, I know you're not actually with me, but you do know what book burning is.
Yeah.
And you really don't want to burn books. Plus, we also have this thing called the Constitution. And whenever it's brought up, it's a weird kind of fact that you really support free speech just as long as it's within what you want.
Free speech. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody should remember that. Hate and free speech. This is for all you Americans there. I'm Israeli. We don't have a constitution. We really don't have free speech. You guys have to remember, free speech is to protect the speech you, doesn't matter which side of the aisle you are on, don't like.
Yeah, because
in order for you that the speech that you like would exist.
There is an adage that I think even Homer Simpson said it once. I don't like your opinion, sir, but I'll fight your will to say it to the death.
That is from the ADL. That's from the ADL. That's from the that famous trial where the ADL actually defended neo-Nazis marching through some town, and I don't remember if it was actually Illinois, but somewhere, and they actually made it, that whole march made it into the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, because it was in the Blues Brothers, but it was but also Homer Simpson did say it in an episode of The Simpsons as well.
Don't go with the Simpsons did it thing. I know I can smell a Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Stop it. So in that meeting, Ray is like, I think I need to go and talk to Terrence Mann, but I don't know why specifically Terrence Mann. And then he goes through this research where he finds out all of his sort of connections with baseball and all of that. And funnily enough, it kind of ties into Ray himself, but we still don't know that tie-in.
Well, yeah, there was the bit with how Terrence wrote about basically not his father, but kind of a character named his father that had the same kind of concepts behind who his father was as a person. So it was kind of odd there. And then also there's Terrence Mann saying his wish about that playing ball. And then also the one thing that I love so much is they gave Amy Madrigan free reign on this one, and the Rosebud joke.
Yes, the rose. I was gonna say that felt like an ad lib. I couldn't find confirmation that it was.
It was. That was an improvised line, and chef's kiss.
It's a chef's kiss. It's such a great that
was so
movie reference. It's such a great movie line. It was the ACLU, not the ADL. Sorry, Paul. There's so many 3-letter and 4-letter fucking organizations in the U.S. alone. You need to forgive me if I didn't get the correct one. It's sort of like, if you think of neo-Nazis, think of the other side of that coin. That's who defended them. Okay? Essentially. I like it when they go into the house and he tries to explain about Terrence Mann. It's like, yeah, he's got a baseball named Rosebud. Got me.
Well,
and
the bit too is
that's what we talked about. That's what you said about their relationship, and I totally agree. It's not your regular lovey-dovey. We just started a marriage. This is a 10-year, 15-year marriage.
Yeah, where like you are really established in your relationship.
Yeah, they're really good friends. There's friction like any other couple, but it not when it comes to that. That's where it's like the little jabs and ribs are what keeps that spice alive. They love each other very much, as far as I can tell.
It's one of that's what I meant with their chemistry before. Like, it's a believable long-term relationship. Like, you can believe that they've been married for years.
Yeah.
Especially like she's also fighting about how no, we're going through this financial woes. Then when he brings up the dream, that's when she goes, okay, now it's affecting me. So now I know that this is important, so you can go. And then it goes right into, all of a sudden, I'm like, hey, everybody who's ever watched Top Gear UK, you're like, hey,
Yeah.
It's the Allman Brothers. All right.
Yes. It goes into the Allman Brothers montage of going on the road. It was so on the nose. Remember, this is 89. It might have influenced a bunch of other things. Just through that thing. But yeah, he goes into.
I was waiting for like Clarkson to like, and welcome to Top Gear.
That whole to me it was I didn't even notice it until this Tuesday. He goes into a Jewish neighborhood and then he pesters this old lady.
It's like, go away, you're being a pest. I'm not gonna help you. The bit too is there's obviously loyalty to him as well. It's like, even the butcher's like, well, if he was your friend, he would have given you his address.
Yeah.
So he has to pay off the mechanic.
Yeah. The fact that he's wearing a tie is hilarious.
But how he's trying to psych himself up in the car too. It's like, come with me.
Hi, I'm Ray Kinsella. The whole thing is very weird because you're off to see a guy, and you feel in your gut that this is the guy you need to talk to, but you never called him, you never talked to him, you barely know where the fuck he is. And then you show up at his door, and essentially he's like every other, and I hate to say it because years later, the Big Bang Theory did this entire encounter, but with James Earl Jones flipping it on Sheldon, essentially, because Sheldon is Ray coming to see James Earl Jones as the actor of Darth Vader. But in this case, Ray comes to Terrence Mann, and Ray, who read Terrence Mann's book, because of the book he read, he essentially fucked off his dad and went to like Berkeley and left the house.
Yeah.
But we don't know it yet.
That
we
comes
don't
up
know
during
yet.
the car with Archibald later. Yeah. But what's great about the first thing too is I'm not getting ready to do am I? And then he actually quotes his book back to him, and he smiles, and that turn, James, perfection in that he turns on him and he goes, You're from the 60s, aren't you?
Yeah.
And
Like,
he grabs it like insecticide pusher.
Go back to the 60s with you.
Peace, love, and dope.
And then he comes in because he doesn't really give up, because he is Ray's on a mission. Essentially, he goes in with this obviously fake gun.
The figure is no, there's a figure in there. Like, show me your gun. I'm not going to show you my gun. What's that? It's a crowbar. Yeah. I'm going to beat you with it. You're a pacifist. Shit.
Yeah. Sort of like he's catching him, and then it gets flipped on Terrence as well. And then they go to Fenway Park. And Terrence says exactly what he means. It's like, okay, I've been an activist my entire life, and now you want me to like write more books to be like continue after all my heroes are dead, and all of my teachings and all of the things I've written down have been used to like put me down, criticize me, and also do things in my name that I didn't really mean. So no, thank you. I'm not going down as a martyr.
The thing is like, no, I just want you to go to a baseball game with me. And that's it. And then like when he said that, like I think one of the best lines in this, which I'm gonna remember now forever, is just as like with that, I spent all my misery years ago.
Yes,
great line. He's fucking... like, no. Then Ray's going, no, seriously, what do you want? Yeah. They're at the concession stand.
Yeah, exactly. That
great.
Play on the camera where it's
so
in
good.
front of them and you don't see where they are, and then it flips over to no, I mean, what do you want? Do you want a beer? And then the camera flips to their back and you see the guys in the concession.
Hot dog and a beer, because the guys.
Oh my god,
this guy's going on a fucking tear.
Yeah,
he's just ranting and raving, and it's like hot dog and a beer. All right.
And then the voice comes in. You see the Archibald Moonlight Graham flips over. It's like eases pain.
No, it's the go the distance. When he says go
the distance. Sorry, go the distance. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Tell him go the distance.
What's fun is during that, if you pay a close attention in Fenway Park, do you know who were extras in that scene?
It's Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. But I went back. I went back. You don't see them at any point.
You can see them very, very quickly. It's like a half-second blip.
There was a story where Affleck did a movie with Phil Robinson much later on. I think it was Sum of All Fears.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, it's nice to work with you again. And Robinson was like, this is the first time we're working on. It's like, no, I was an extra in Field of Dreams. And he was like, well, that doesn't mean we work together, but I'll take it.
I will have to say,
but
at
it's
least,
a fun little story, right?
At least they kept Matt restrained.
Okay.
Matt Damon.
The thing is, so Terrence is in the car, and you kind of get the sense of he's trying to coast the truth out of Ray.
He's trying to coax it, yeah, because he's like, well, I've actually seen something now, and I've heard the voice. Maybe he isn't crazy. And the one line I do love that he did say to him as he's getting out is he's thinking that, well, maybe I just had something, and this is not, that there's no correlation there. They're like, I appreciate your passion. I wish I still had the passion that you have, even if it is misguided.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm paraphrasing. I know that's not the correct.
Yeah, I know. And then he does a Yui.
Pops out and goes, go the distance. Like, Jesus. No. Moonlight Phillips. Like,
Moonlight Graham. Yeah. It's like, you did see it. It's like, I'm not crazy. It's like, I think Terrence thought he was. I think.
Yeah, initially, yeah.
Yeah. So they get to Chisholm, Minnesota, and they kind of find out that Doc Graham has died. It died in 71 or 72.
Our mutual friend Robin isn't here to properly pronounce. It's
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
So they go into like a newspaper, like the Tribune or whatever it is, and immediately sort of like the librarian there, I guess it's called the librarian. He's like, yeah, Doc Graham. He was once in a baseball, and then she goes into like old news clippings
archives
that she had,
didn't she reads his obituary?
Yeah.
That she wrote, and then I love that bit where he goes, "You're a good writer." He goes, "You're a good writer too." She just pats him on the shoulder.
Yeah. Now, the actress playing this old lady, she has a name, but that was also her last movie ever.
Was that Veda?
Veda, yes.
Okay.
That was her last movie ever, as well. Yeah, this little old lady. Very sweet. I did love that little back and forth with her and James Earl Jones. Like,
with Terrence.
Yeah, you're a good writer, yeah.
A Pulitzer Prize winning novelist and activist throughout many years. Like, you're a good writer too. Yeah. Good on you. It only would have been more adorable if she patted him on the head.
Yeah. The fact that they go into this bar and all the old sort of patrons, the old guys at the end of the bar kind of thing, are telling them about Doc Graham, and they were either, I'm guessing, at this stage, probably patients of him, because 72 and 89 are not that far away from each other.
Well, that,
right?
And also this small of a town.
Yeah, for sure.
So he died this is supposed to be filmed in 88, so it's like 16. He died 16 years ago. So
yeah, it's not
at that point in time.
Yeah,
they would have been in their 30s or 40s. So yeah, they were probably his patients. So but they always have nothing but a kind word to say about him. And that one bit, the first bit that got me like tear up just a little bit, was the older gentleman talking about how whenever he'd walk by the haberdashery, essentially the hat boutique, he'd always buy a new hat, and his secretary found boxes of blue hats that he couldn't give to his wife before he died.
Yeah.
Because he bought them. I'm a feelings. Stop making my moniker true movie. Stop it.
Yeah. I like the fact that Ray reads the paper is like, you're missing. you're MIA. You need to call your family. And that kind of gives Terrence an excuse to stay in the room, which is, it's very smart way of working the characters within the movie to make sure each one gets to a specific place at a specific time, and have a viable excuse of why that happens, and not just willy-nilly. Oh, he got to this like forest in the middle of nowhere.
This is also why I love films that are in that kind of time bubble where cell phones and multiple like instant connections do not exist, because this, like, trying to write the script today would have to make something completely different there.
Well, every time there's a technological leap or something that has to do with like changing the core of how things are going on, it is always a trick of writing, because today they essentially can find you anywhere on the planet.
Yeah.
Even when you don't have a cell connection, they kind of know where your last cell connection is.
Yeah, they could find where you were the last time.
They have a starting point of where to start to find you if you disappear off the grid. It's pretty difficult still, but it's not implausible. So in a way, you have to write around certain things. So he would probably, the way they could have write it today is he would probably have a phone that was either like a lost battery or lost cell connection or whatever.
He didn't take it to the game with him.
Or yeah, he didn't take it to the game with him, and then essentially he didn't got back home to pick up his phone. Or if he did get his phone, he would have he left it on vibrate ever since the game, and then it's like, oh, I didn't turn it on. Oh wait, there's like 7 different messages. Where the fuck are you, Dad? Why aren't you answering to my phone? So that sort of things. So there's ways around it, but the fact that Ray goes out and it's sort of a time bubble, dream state, magic. I want to call it magic because the entire movie is built around.
It's built around the supernatural. It really is.
And it's suddenly 1972. Nixon is reelected again, or is about to be reelected again. And here he is, Doc Graham, just before he died, with his signature umbrella, walking the streets, maybe looking to buy another, blue hat.
If the film, the Nixon re-election poster, and also the Godfather on the marquee,
yes,
and then also just in case, hey dum-dums,
yeah,
you went to a license plate that says 72. It's like, okay, we know he time traveled. We get it. We got you, Phil.
Yeah, that license plate thing, you could do without. But just in case. But I love the fact that he has this conversation and they go into his office. And in his office, he tells not only what happened to him, but he also tells Ray his dream, because every single person in the movie has a dream, has an aspiration. Now, even Ray has an aspiration, but he doesn't actually say it out loud. Or when he talks about it, he talks around it, not straight to the point. Where Terrence talks straight to the point, Joe says the same thing, and Archie does. Right? They all say what they want, except for Ray, who just moves around and around and around until he actually sort of admits it to himself. And what do you know? His dad shows up.
It's the admission at the very, very end, but it was Terrence who actually gets it on the road trip with Archie, where he's like, "Oh, so you're basically seeking forgiveness and redemption in your own way." Well,
yes, but Ray does not admit it.
Your penance is what he refers to.
His penance,
which is fair.
Yeah, that's right. By the way, James Earl Jones didn't want to do the movie. Didn't you say it? Oh,
No, I didn't. I didn't bring it up, but I wanted to save it for here. But no, go ahead, buddy.
We're getting to it. Once we get to the speech, because one of my favorite speeches of all time, and literally made me cry today. Okay. So they're like, okay, we can't fulfill Doc Graham because he's dead, right?
Well, no, the best part about it is during the entire bit that Ray offers the opportunity and invites him to come along with him, but he goes, no, I'm needed here. I can't go. And again, he mentions the fact that how his life's work as a doctor is more important than what his kind of foolish dream of playing baseball was, essentially. Yeah. And that really shows what a good person he was overall too. And had to mention too, how great of a person he was, and how the entire town loved him. How was it gave if a child needed milk or eyeglasses, it was certain that they would never go on without needing him in the future. And he would slip them a ticket to the baseball game in their pocket.
Yeah,
And
the weird part,
he's a really great guy.
Yeah. The weird part is they're going back home, right? He has that conversation with his wife, and Terrence was like, I'm going with you. We're not going back to Boston. We're going straight to Iowa.
Well, Doc at least got to see the field. I
got to see this field, right? When they go out, they see this guy, and Ray's like, damn, I need
all the good karma I could get.
All the karma I can get because I'm about to lose my house. So he picked up this young guy. Essentially, he understands this is Moonlight Graham, because when he talks about, and Ray even says it, when he talks about being on the road and going from town to town, he said that kind of reminds me. That's not today. That kind of reminds me
actually,
what
like
dad
looking
went
for
through.
work, because that's like you have to remember way back in the anywhere between the 1910s up to like the 1950s. That's when they really started getting paid more money to actually be professional ball players full time. No, they were working normal jobs outside of playing baseball. Like that wasn't their full-time job. That's why the most of the 1919 Sox team and other actual, there were also other big controversies during their life. Like they bought off the World Series multiple times, the mob did, through money for gambling. But
And
because they actually legit needed the money.
Essentially, and this is the point where Ray kind of confesses to Terrence, yeah, your book kind of inspired me to like fuck off my dad.
Don't put that shit on me, okay?
I mean, the way Ray talks about his dad, about why he feels sorry that he did what he did, it wasn't just the Terrence Mann book, but the Terrence Mann book was sort of like the final nail in the coffin of his decision to leave. But he was ready to leave even before that. He was just probably not old enough, or wasn't like ready, or didn't have that final push. And the Terrence Mann book was the final push. And it kind of says it. I read a Terrence Mann book, and they sort of leave it hanging in the air as this fucking bomb. And Terrence doesn't even react, or Robinson doesn't show him react to it. They just move on to the car driving down the road back to Iowa.
Well, it was what he said to his father. That's really the importance of, if you build it, he will come. And even why at the very end, why Joe says, if you build it, he will come, and then lead on and pointing it to his father, was how he said, I could never respect a man whose hero was a criminal.
Yes. Yeah. Which is so harsh. It is so harsh, because he knew that Shoeless Joe Jackson was his hero, and he knew the way to hurt his dad to like
cut deep,
fuck you, and leave is saying that shit. After years and years of listening to his dad tell stories and how he loved how Shoeless Joe Jackson was, banned for no reason, and he was good, blah, 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 blah. The way he talks to his daughter about Shoeless Joe at the very beginning, when he started to build the fucking field. The extra players was like, we needed another team because we were fed up of training.
Well, we're bored. We're practicing. Practicing for what? Yeah.
Like even Ty Cobb wanted to come, and we told him to stick it.
I would say, like, if you could actually even focus on, if you can get the shot of Liotta's face, because he looks exactly like he did in Goodfellas when he does that first bit of laugh at the cabana. It's so funny.
It's tough. Let's just say that. I like the fact that James Earl Jones is like, I'm gonna leave it at play. James Earl Jones like, oh my god, it's Shoeless Joe. It's that guy. It's this guy. It's the other dude. And it's like Moonlight Graham is like, oh, it's those players.
Yeah, because it's Archie going. He's pointing out all the different ones, and Joe is just awestruck. Like, all these guys are dead.
Yeah,
you weren't lying. What? Yes, you got that. That's the face. Yeah.
Yep. We told him to stick it. Oh my God! Rest in peace, Ray Liotta. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do a stop here because they're gonna play the game, and then we have sort of that jump to the speech, essentially, which it ruined me today. I don't know what it is. It just fucking destroyed me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's just say the next game is going to be a tad difficult because I think the website that we're still using. I think it's going through some sort of a DDoS attack, so it might fuck up a lot. But here it is. It's the game you know and you love, and it most definitely had its original name. It is Cinema Deathmatch.
Round 1, fight.
Cinema Deathmatch is where we take two movies, pit them together, and see which one is the best one. If there's no discernible difference between the two, both of them are good or both of them are bad, we fall into our criteria, which is Saturday evening, Friday evening, out with the boys, out with the girls, out with your significant other, two movies in a vacuum. Which one will we pop in? Pocahontas or Megamind? Old school Disney, new school Disney, but it's not really Disney. It's DreamWorks.
I'm gonna have to go with Megamind because it's actually entertaining. I really didn't like Pocahontas.
I agree. First of all, you know me, I'm not big on Disney. Not animation and not CGI animation.
No.
I do prefer the wackiness of DreamWorks, but as years kind of progressed, they lost their, we'll call it the Shrek edge, and they gave it up to Illumination that came up with the whole Despicable Me universe with the Minions and all that stuff, which is much more edgier and fun and like essentially doing good children entertainment without actually being Disney. And I hope they still retain it.
Was that Illumination or was it DreamWorks who did Monsters vs. Aliens?
I think it's DreamWorks.
Okay.
I think it's
remember.
DreamWorks, and I don't remember.
No.
But Megamind was fun. Pocahontas was Pocahontas. We'll see. I dreaded this click. As you can tell, it's not loading up that fast. Okay. The Emperor's New Groove or Copland.
Speaking of Mr. Liotta, hi, buddy.
Paul says, I hate the art style of DreamWorks. That's fair. That's fair. Outside of Shrek. That's fair. I get it. They do have a different style. And the longer they did like production stuff, the worse it got, which is
definitely Copland, because you should definitely see Copland. Although I will say I do love Patrick Warburton in The Emperor's New Groove, but I like Patrick Warburton in pretty much anything. I mean, he's Brock Samson.
Even in Angels in the Outfield too?
Yes. Shut up.
Where he definitely did not play putty at all as a pitcher.
Yeah.
Finding Forrester, which I have not seen in a while, and The Male Pilot, which I've not seen at all.
Oh, that's just
Disney. It's a Disney old animation movie.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I've seen plenty of old animations. I haven't seen
So
that.
you've never seen Finding Forrester?
I have.
Okay. Oh, I thought you said you had.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Okay.
One of the last Sean Connery movies.
Yep.
Sort of a Finding Forrester. Let me start. I would probably watch Finding Forrester because I absolutely did not like Night at the Museum. Not the first one, definitely not the second one, and I don't think I haven't seen. I've seen the third one. Pretty sure. Didn't quite like them. I don't know why I've watched the second one. Probably because it was free on cable at one point. Finding Forrester is one of those movies where it's a very like dramatic story that you have to pay attention and have to sort of like go with the flow of the movie. But I think I've only seen it once. It's definitely worth a watch. And if it's between those two, I would probably go Finding Forrester.
Okay. Have to go with Night at the Museum.
All right. That's fine. Reason?
Well, Robin Williams plays Teddy Roosevelt.
That's no goddamn. Oh, we don't have any audience members right now who actually do want.
God, this is too easy.
Okay, It Follows or The Cell. I think isn't The Cell also a horror movie?
Kind of. It's kind of a thriller. It's
Like
not very good.
Psychological thriller.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Okay. I'm guessing we're both kind of gonna go with It Follows.
Yeah,
it's actually
hey,
good.
Follow the name. Anybody who's watching the VOD right now, follow.
And go watch our take on it with the Horror Amarada. Bubba Hotep or the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, which I'm ashamed to say I've actually did watch.
This is completely unfair because I love both of these movies for completely different reasons.
Okay.
I'm ready. Depression.
I'm gonna go with Bubba Hotep.
I'm a goofy goober, yeah. You're a goofy goober, yeah. We're all goofy goobers, yeah.
I'm actually surprised the website actually works because it really did not do this quick when I worked on it half an hour before the show. Courage Under Fire or Flubber. This is going to be the last one. This is going to be
Courage. Done.
Courage done. Wow.
Flubber was a mistake.
I love Robin Williams, and there are certain points in the movie where it's really funny and the premise is good. The execution wasn't on point.
You know what Flubber makes me think of? The mock films at the beginning of Tropic Thunder. It would have fit in right there. With the text.
A Jack Black movie starring Jack Black.
Yeah.
Courage Under Fire it is. That's easy.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay. All right. Let me just do this. No, we're not going to watch CCP. Where are we? Not that CCP, the other CCP. It's the, I don't remember the title, but it's the company that actually runs EVE Online.
Oh.
It's not the Chinese whatever
Communist Party.
Communist Party. It's not. They're in Iceland. Yeah. And I think they're owned by a Korean company too.
Well, no. I want to go back to Iceland, by the way. Reykjavik, gorgeous.
I haven't
highly
been.
recommend everybody should go there once because it's.
My wife was supposed to be there on like a business trip, but it got canceled. Too many volcanoes, essentially.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Now, so they're watching the game at night, and it continues through the morning, and this shot is, to be honest, film like in the entire film history, it's forgotten, right? But this shot of Bosfeld running through the field as if he cannot see the actors, where they're definitely there. They're definitely there.
Yeah.
The coordination to do this without actually hitting the guy with either the ball or the bat it's just impeccable choreography, I think.
And again, one take.
Yeah. One take, which is, it's, we talk about films on the show, and for the most part, we get to the point where, and we talked about this so many times, it's worth mentioning. A lot of these movies, sometimes it's absolute magic on how they got made, because the behind the scenes was like so chaotic and sort of like, oh, there's these two actors were allowed to do these ad libs, and now it's like in film history, those lines, and they were never written down in the script, or they're written down half, and kind of the actor took over. Same goes with like specific stunts and specific things that happen during
like
production.
how he even did that production hell month last year, where they're like, there are so many more films we could have thrown in that mix. Like one of the hobbies, like one that I thought we could have added in there, but like it's too much. Was The Wizard of Oz? Was like I have no idea how the hell they got
there's so many of these movies. Like Ghostbusters was essentially filmed twice because every time you hear Ghostbusters, it was supposed to be Ghost Breakers. So they redid the shot until there was a certain point where they like, fuck this, just Ghostbusters and no more. This is one of those moments where just everything happens.
The stars aligned. Yep.
The stars aligned and everything kind of fits together magically. And oh, by the way, it's just a throwaway fucking scene. It's just an entrance of the guy. He could have went around the field and it would have been exactly the same. But
you
that
almost,
little bit,
see, just almost in his eyes too, going, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Like I'm gonna get beamed. I'm gonna get beamed. Nope.
It's so good. It's just so good.
And what's great is it's again 100% practical because it had to be. Nowadays, this will be done with a green screen and CGI or some shit.
Either CGI or the guy who was holding a bat would have the bat being CGI and the ball would have been CGI and the pitcher would just throw
like a
air.
Fake,
fake air and the fake swing. It can be done. But this is a much better way if you can do it. So they have this whole argument about her brother essentially, he's a big sleazebag because
I don't know. I actually don't really think he is a sleazebag. That's the thing is Mark is being the more of the entire group. He's the one being the most financially responsible because he's looking out for his sister. He's saying, listen, you're bankrupt. You're losing all your money. And the thing is, what we can do is we'll buy it out, and then you can live on the house rent-free.
They already bought the note from the bank. So the bank, they don't owe money to the bank. They essentially owe money to her brother and his investors.
Well, it's his investors that are the real bad guys. But it's just more of the fact, like, he's not really trying to be the bad guy. He's trying to get them out of the situation overall.
And remember, at this point, he doesn't see like we just talked about it. He doesn't see the players at all.
Yeah.
But Corinne does.
Yeah, because again, out of the mouth of babes, because she's also the first one who's like, hey, Joe is out on the diamond.
Yeah.
That night where you guys are arguing. It's like, no, just don't worry about it. People will come.
Yeah,
they'll go to Oklahoma City. They'll be bored as shit. And then they realize they need to come here. And then we lead right into Terrence Mann's speech.
Yeah. They will come, Ray.
Yeah.
And this just destroyed me. This is why this scene alone is why James Earl Jones, to me, this was his finest moment. This was his best role because it encompasses him being angry and funny and memorable and amazing, all wrapped up in just one character. Plus, when he gets invited to go to the afterworld, we kind of get the notion of maybe Terrence disappeared for a long, long while.
Yeah, maybe. Well, again, too, even because it only would have been better if Mark didn't see him.
Yeah, because Mark did see him.
And if Terrence Mann wasn't the one interviewing the people at the bar. So the entire time, Terrence was actually dead.
Yeah, because if you're going by the route of, Terrence was already dead when Ray came to him, and he's a ghost the whole time, kind of fits the point because the old lady in Minnesota saw him, and he talked to the guys in the bar.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of
even the guys in the concession stand saw him.
Yeah.
At Fenway Park, so they would.
Yeah. Because they gave him 2 beers and 2 dogs. Yeah. And really doesn't matter. Maybe he was just invited to like move on to the next world. But that whole speech about people will come because they want to relive their youth, rediscover that nostalgia is a powerful thing. It's like watching like your old games that you love to play with rose tinted goggles, kind of a thing, where everything was good back then. And you know what's strange and what's weird? I keep hearing people reminisce about the early 2000s and how good it was in 2001 and 2 and 3. And I remember how fucking awful it was in 2001 and 2 and 3.
Yep.
So nostalgia is very personal. And this is exactly what Terrence is talking about. It's like they're going to sit here and they're going to watch their old heroes play the game that they love because they want to see him for one more time. Remember after Jordan quit for the second time and then he came back as a Washington Wizard?
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh, finally I can rewatch my old hero. Too bad he's like 39, 40 years old.
So yeah,
still won fucking games though.
Yeah, he still won. Well, he didn't get a championship, but he got they did the playoffs, I do believe, though.
Yes. Yeah. It was like first round or something like that. But yeah, it's like watching your old heroes do one last wrestling match. Last wrestling match, last football game. It's like it's that feeling, but you don't see them as they're old. You see them in their prime, which is a much more vivid, resonating idea. It's like, I want to not watch them play. I want to feel like how it felt like when I watched them in their prime and I was younger, whether it was I was a kid and went to the game with my dad or my uncle or my grandpa or even my mother. It doesn't matter, right? I want to have that feeling of feeling like a little kid or a younger guy watching these games. And I want to, it felt really real because I'll show this again. I'm not sure I have it on the show, but it's fitting for baseball. I don't show my family that often, but I do love this picture.
Oh yeah. I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah. You've probably seen this one.
Yeah, you sent me
I think off screen. This is me and my family up in the bleachers, in the nosebleeds of Yankee Stadium. Now, my wife was vehemently wanted me to have the beer and the dog, and I did have the beer and the dog and a popcorn and all that stuff. And all around us were like young, old, all over the ages. The guy who sat behind us, he was a young guy. He looked like a 20-year-old guy. I'm guessing it was 26, 27. And he was a lawyer. He wasn't wearing a suit and tie. He was wearing a fucking New York jersey. And he was fucking yelling and screaming. And he wasn't like a nerd. He looked even nerdier than I am. And I was like, yeah, I get the baseball thing. Because I get that with soccer. And I did go to soccer matches with my dad. And I didn't go to basketball games with my dad. I didn't went with friends. But it's the same sort of feeling of when you're young and you're probably more into sports than an older guy. There's that feeling of watching something that you think is like the most important thing at the time. And then looking back at it, it was a fun experience, but it wasn't the most important thing in your life. But at that time, that feeling is very hard to recapture or relive. Maybe with your kids, but again, it's not the same. Not the same.
I think it's really important what Mann says too. It's because they'll come and they'll give over money like they were children, and they will bother them because money they have, it's peace of mind they lack.
Yeah. Yeah. And the whole point about baseball being very American,
again, he says because America, it's steamrolled, it's changed time over time. Baseball has remained a constant.
And it's true, because if you think about it, it went through 2 world wars and it survived, like even the controversies with Shoeless Joe Jackson, and later on there were other controversies,
steroids and
Pete Rose and all a bunch of bullshit, and like player shout outs and team owner shout outs and all that stuff. But it just eventually kept going, and not just because there's a lot of money into it. Yeah, there's money into it now, but having sat there in Yankee Stadium specifically, and around me are people who were like, they didn't ask us who we are, what we care for, until like into the 7th inning. But up to the 7th inning, you're like, they talked baseball. They talked about the team. They talked how good it is or how bad it is and how blah, 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 blah. They didn't care about the outside world. They care about the fucking game. And the game wasn't even that good that day. But that's what they were there for, to just enjoy baseball. And I couldn't get that same feeling when I was young. Close, but not the same. Close, but not the same. You know, that there's a mirror image or a shadow of a thing. It's not actually the thing. It's just either mimics it or very close to it, but not just that quite it.
Yeah, like a
was that same feeling where I felt like, so for those people it was real and it was fun. For me, it was like, I know what they're experiencing. I had this similar experience 25 years before that, even a little further than that. Yeah. But yeah, that whole speech.
Yeah, and it's
that's
also
why that's why I was teary-eyed, because it does remind you of that feeling, but it expresses it in words that you can't. It's not the real McCoy. Thank you. It's not the real McCoy.
I was gonna say the one thing that probably got you is like TBC.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Remember how much you told me how much you love that. So, but
I
so
do.
we have the bit where
we have to rush a little bit. So
yeah. So we have the bit with Archie getting his turn at bat and everything, and then with Corinne, Mark getting really excitable and everything, and him falling off and basically choking on the hot dog. Archie breaking the boundary, becoming his older version as the doctor, and him saying, "I'm so sorry, you can't go back." I was like, no, this is exactly how I want it to be. And then Archie getting the send off, that also made me tear up.
Yeah,
all of the players going, "Good job, Doc,"
because he essentially fulfilled both of his dreams: A, to play with the major league guys, and B, still be that doctor
again.
To that everybody's counting on and all that stuff. And when they send him off, they don't send him off as the rookie. They send him off as bye doc. And it's like, rookie, you did good. And he's gone. And he's gone. And then
Mark goes, yeah, you can't sell. It's like
you have to keep this place, Ray.
Baseball players get here.
Ray, you have to keep this place.
Yep.
Because as soon as he's exposed to this, we'll call it like an intoxicating dream, he's like, you have to keep this thing alive, because
you just saw an old man appear out of nowhere and save your niece. Yeah, I think it's kind of magic, bud.
So they invite Terrence, and
Ray's pissed off, and then I love Joe's response. Why can't I go? Because you weren't invited.
Yeah.
Duh.
Duh. The fact that it's like, I'm not saying what's in it for me, but What it's in it for me?
For me.
It's like, is this why you did this, Ray? It's like, think about it. Ray is acting like a child.
Yeah.
Ray is acting like the 17-year-old who left his dad. But then,
but also Joe is like also just subtly rimming like, I think you should stay. I think you should stay. And it finally goes like, if you build it, he will come.
And then it's after Terrence, and it's a very sort of like, it's not a funny moment, but it's sort of half comedic, half sort of, it's fun. James Earl Jones, he goes to this thing, is like
corner where he pokes the corner.
I just laughed out loud. But it's not a funny moment, like, but his reaction,
it's
his
levity.
Just did it for me. And of course, I think Ray actually says it out loud. It's like, if you built it, he will come.
Yeah,
and
Joe. Joe says like, build it, he will come, and it like looks over and there's his dad.
And he's like, "Hi, this is Joe."
Yeah.
Like, this is my wife. This is my
no, this is John.
John, sorry, not John.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
And he talks to his dad as if he was one of the players, right?
or like an equal, like just man to man. And it wasn't until like the very end there where, again, even Costner, they kept a line where he got choked up.
Yeah.
Don't play catch.
Yeah. And you can see Costner was,
because after he said he called him dad too.
Yeah. Because he did say dad, and John was like, yeah. Like, do you want to play catch? And when he says, do you want to play catch? You can definitely tell his eyes are watering.
Yep.
Definitely. But that's sort of like, it's the basic wish of a kid, right? A kid who lost his dad and he never got to play catch with. It's such a simple, stupid thing.
Well, it's really important because he even told Terrence on their drive with Archie, like, no, he refused to play catch with his dad. Like, what American boy doesn't play catch with his dad?
Yeah. Only a dysfunctional family.
Yeah.
You would not play catch with your dad. And then when you grow up, you finally realize, oh, I really resented my dad and I did stick it to him for maybe no reason at all, for a good reason, depending on your family.
Yeah, but in some ways too, like I regret that path of action that I took before, and now this is like he paid his penance, and now this is his way that he can reconcile his past.
Yeah.
And that's the bit that I told you, like, fuck you, movie, I'm not gonna cry again.
And I was like, yeah, I'm not, because when you talked to me, I was like, before I did the rewatch. After the rewatch, you fucker.
Yeah,
it fucking got to me again. And I already was like, I was already crying when James Earl Jones was talking. Yes, I was a bitch, but I did not mind doing it. I don't give a damn, because I didn't even care that my kids ran through the door yelling and screaming at each other while I was fucking bawling. Because le Meffistoe casa, it be crazy sometimes.
Yes.
I did not care. And I wasn't like the guy who plays catch with his dad. Maybe I should have.
Should have been, yeah.
Wasn't our game, but
it really it puts a lot of especially if you're an older man, it really puts a lot of your familiar relationships into perspective.
Yes.
And especially our sets of situations, Meth, where like, maybe I could have been better. Maybe I should be better. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's not just him. Maybe it's me being a stupid teenager and what we did as kids.
Well, it's stuff that we're doing right now too, like how we could be better as well.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, and-
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The other thing I did want to mention just is before, then we got to wrap up soon. But the payoff of the first setup of the conversation with Joe, where John asks, "Is this heaven?" No, it's Iowa.
Yeah.
But heaven's where dreams come true. Well, maybe this is heaven.
I love that line.
Yeah.
Because he says it to, I think he says it to Terrence. It's like, it's in Iowa. It's like, what's in Iowa? What is in Iowa?
Corn.
Oh, well, obviously, only if you water it down for a lot, then you have corn. I said, and when they go into the long shot, when it's dark, because there is that moment, I want to get to when Annie flips on the lights. This is before you see the cars, right?
Yeah, so I can see what you're talking about, where you don't know if that's actually if that's Dwyer Brown and Kevin Costner actually playing catch there.
You
or
don't
if it's-
actually do know. And then when the cars start to roll in, you definitely don't know because the camera's so far back. It might as well be
And
anybody.
again, too, I love the fact that there was actually no movement. It's them just flicking on high beams and low beams on and off. There's no actual movement of the cars. Like, Robinson did a great shot of framing that too.
Yeah, because the camera goes up as if it was like in a helicopter shot or whatever. Because
Yeah.
I don't know how they probably did use a helicopter back in the day because you don't have drones back then.
Yeah, because
and
overall
it's pretty high up.
Overall, it was 1,500 locals with their cars.
Yeah,
that's how it scales that far back. Like it's multiple miles.
That the issue is everybody who was in the town really was like into doing this thing. And they were surprised on how well it came out because on the ground, you don't actually see the vision of it. But when you see it in film, you're like, oh shit.
Wow.
I was like third guy from the top there.
Yeah.
Stuck in traffic. Yeah. To me, like I said, I saw a video today of a guy kind of rating a lot of baseball movies, and a lot of them were like, "Are really that Ed for real that high up in your list? It's a monkey playing baseball, dude." Like,
I'm just hoping he didn't put Mr. 3000 up there.
he did.
Oh, that's not a good movie.
Anyway, no, it's not the scaling that it is. Like, what does he count as a baseball film? This was number 8 on his list. To me, the feeling of baseball, what does it mean to an we'll call it an average American, at least in 89 for sure, because times are changing. I think they captured the essence of why people love this game so much. And what does it mean throughout the years and how it connects father and son, mother and daughter. Because, we're
going
to.
So, and I think that this is a perfect time capsule of how important baseball was, especially but in the 1980s still, because now it's really kind of watered down. It's really not considered yeah, there are some diehard fans, and yeah, you did have a good experience at Yankee Stadium, but overall, you don't really hear people really get up in arms and really into baseball much anymore.
All right.
It's considered America's national pastime, but I can't remember the last time I talked to anybody about a game. Ever.
You know what? When I was in New York, we did top to bottom the entire Central Park. All of the bullpens and out, all the diamonds around the the park, and there were quite a few. Were all filled, all of them, even in the middle of the week. And I was like, it's a Wednesday. Who are these people who have a free time on a Wednesday? I went to a game this season. Nice, Paul. Good. I think it's the ticket prices are fucking high. That's why.
I'm thinking the only time that I remember actually like really being into baseball was, I know this is terrible because I'm a Fairweather fan, but Chicago was when the Cubs won the series. That's the last time I was really into baseball because
I should have put money on the Cubbies at the start of the season. I actually watched a lot of baseball from 1999 onwards. I watched him a delay of half a day, but it didn't really matter to me.
Doesn't really matter,
because I love baseball and football, like American football. Or what you call it, football. I do love it. I love the games, but yeah. Anyway, phenomenal movie.
I would say I think there's a reason why we started this month with this film in particular, because we wanted to start off with a bang. And from here on out, the rest of the month is a lot of fun, but I don't think there is another film in this month that is as poignant as this film is.
Definitely not up to teary-eyed.
No.
To be honest, most baseball films are essentially fun, not overly dramatic, not too much going through like delving into, father-son relationships and all that. Not to this extent. True. This is why I think this movie is so special, and this is why, to me, is the definitive baseball movie, because it ends up in a father-son playing catch, essentially. And that encapsulates the entire why this movie was made, why the story actually exists. And even the original W.P. Kinsella said the same things. Like it encapsulates a moment in time where it comes back around, because families are cyclical, because father becomes son, becomes father, becomes son, and so on and so forth.
You know what's so odd is what really it reminds me of, in a way, is sort of a film that we reviewed before, which was more of the graphic novel version of just the dysfunctional version of the father-son relationship, is Road to Perdition. How
yes,
in retrospect,
very much so. Yeah, very much so. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kick into lower gear, because this, to me, was the high gear.
Yep.
We are going to kick into low gear.
All I'm saying is there is no crying in this game next week.
Yes, because I said I cried.
There's no crying next week, Meth.
Yes, because, next week there is no crying in baseball, because next week is A League of Their Own. Penny Marshall directed. Tom Hanks. Well, Tom Hanks is sort of a side note in this, but
yes.
Gina Davis, Lori Petty, Madonna,
Rosie
O'Donnell in a role that I didn't hate her in.
Yeah.
Which is
a change.
And fucking Tom Hanks in yet another Penny Marshall movie.
Yes.
But yeah, a fantastic movie, fun movie, and there's no crying in baseball. But until next week, ladies and gentlemen, hope is a good thing, maybe even the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. We will see you next week. You're still here? It's over.